Zoom recording. Wow. Hello, you guys. Whoa. Feeling the power of this transmission. Here I am with beautiful and incredible Ivonne Delaflor. We are just going to take a few seconds, you guys. You know, we're sharing this live stream on multiple platforms. And we're also going to give people some time to log in and to join us. So join us and let us know in the comments your name and where you at. Where are you joining us from? Okay, let's see. And then if you see us looking down, it's because we're sharing the live stream on multiple platforms. And I'll be able to look at the comments here. Hello, guys. Hello, hello. Whoa, I'm feeling the power of this transmission. And, oh, Ivonne, I finally got my own chime.
Oh, I'm like, where did that come from?
I got the chimes, you guys. I came to this live stream equipped. I have an ankh. I've got a chimes. Yeah, never-ending evolution of the toolbox.
Wow.
Yeah. So we have Stephanie from Utah, Kimi from San Diego. Hello, beautiful ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, it's been a while since Ivonne and I held space in the what we call the live stream. Just a few weeks, but it feels like forever, Ivonne.
I know. Because you've been activating the eclipses in Hawaii with Marcy Locke.
Yes.
That was so powerful. I'm watching my Instagram and the Instagram of the Sophia Code, you know, and suddenly I see a picture. I'm like, I know this person. It's Katerina Satori. Of course, it's you.
Yeah, when you found
Amazing.
the picture, I was like, whoa, because they were not allowing photography inside the conference room, which I respect, you know,
Yes.
absolutely. So when you found that picture, I was like, whoa, that's so cool. Yeah. Petra is joining us from the worldwide. Hi, Petra. Good to have you with us. I know Rams from India. Hello, you guys. Crystal from San Diego. We're just going to greet you literally for a few more seconds, you guys, and then we're going to go into exploration, conversation. The topic wanted to be brought. Healing of the feminine wound is the healing of entire system. Yeah, here we go. Stacy from Vermont. We have Sanja, Talon, beautiful ladies and gentlemen joining us. Yeah, Ivonne, and you just facilitated an event, right, in Las Vegas?
Yes, while you were activating the eclipse for the world and you were doing all of those initiations, we were with other teachers in the desert in Las Vegas, for 3 other teachers doing lots of rebirthing work and systemic work and really like initiation type of work, very deep, but very deep into the healing of the masculine and feminine one. Mm-hmm. So I'm still in integration mode, and I always believe that integration is something that can happen in the moment. The more clear and slow down we have our nervous system. But it's been an intense time, and it still feels like it's intense without the tension, but that there is so much transformation, like you shared in your live stream this morning. There is so much processing going on right now around us, inside of us, and in the world. But just facilitated that with other teachers and incredible attendants that are teachers themselves. So it was really powerful, especially in the desert. And you know what an incredible teacher the desert is, because you can hide there unless you go to the strip in Vegas. That's the whole Matrix kind of vibe. Like, don't wake me up because I want to taste the cake that feels good, but I know it's not real. But the desert is a place where you can get distracted with Wi-Fi, can get distracted by trees, even by beautiful butterflies. You are really connected with something that mirrors you back to yourself in its rawest form. So yes, I just completed that as you just returned from Hawaii, from the heart center space in the world.
Yeah, yeah. It's desert has such a power. It's been my teacher for 8 years.
Yeah.
It's purified so many layers, so many false identities, and it's beautiful. It's powerful, powerful initiation. I will always honor the desert and everything
Oh,
it taught
yes.
me. It's
Yeah,
so
the desert will humble you. And it's very similar to the womb, right? Because we're talking today about healing the feminine wound is the healing of the whole system. And that system is not only the family system, but environmental systems, businesses that are part of the system, corporations, even belief systems themselves heal and get more unified into harmonic coherence when we start healing that feminine wound. I know. I'm feeling this.
I'm feeling this too, Yvonne. So before we go into transmission, you
Yes,
guys,
love.
this live stream is dedicated to the upcoming leadership initiation immersion. I'm going to just make a quick announcement for those people who are drawn to this experience. It's the last leadership initiation immersion that Yvonne and myself are facilitating this year. So it's really incredible and ripe opportunity to step into immersive container, and we are hosting it in the beautiful town of Idyllwild. It's for women who are ready to really heal their ancestral line and receive a new codes of leadership, sovereignty, sacred feminine way of creating new models of business, new models of leadership. So we're gonna share more about that, but exactly a month from today, we're entering a really powerful cosmic window called the Fall Equinox. And I feel the power of the Fall Equinox, Yvonne. It's this honest, what came from me is this honest evaluation of our harvest. You know, we have 4 months left of this year.
Yes.
Looking back, what is our harvest, and are we really prepared for the winter and the cleansing and purification and gestation and initiation that the winter will bring? So I see a huge power of stepping into transformative container during the cosmic portals, because you have the cosmic energy on your side. And especially as the smaller the container, the more I find myself being able to really let go, and my ability to receive the message, the code is so much deeper because the container is small and sacred. So our event is small, you guys. 10 to 15 people is the most, and we have elders who come and bless us and share their wisdom. With elders, you just being around them, you receive the code, right, Yvonne? We have amazing Linda Heller, who is the founder of the School of the Ceremonies. How do you say it?
The School of Sacred Ceremony, yes.
Yeah. To be around an elder, a woman of wisdom, who is the founder of the School of Sacred Ceremonies, just being around her energy, you guys, I was receiving so many codes. I'm so happy she's coming back to be with us again.
Yeah, plus the ancestors represent not the past, but the future. Yes. Because the future they represent is where we're headed as women and as a civilization. Kind of like the desert, right? The desert apparently it's the past, but it has so much wisdom in it, of so many generations of ancestors that work for the light, that work for the dark, and some of them that integrated the light and the dark. And when we have a presence of an ancestor in this initiation and rite of passage groups like ODYSSEY is, it's a blessing into the future. Actualizes your present moment, heals the past just by the presence of someone that has integrated the shadow and light aspects of herself. And that now she shares not from the space of the mind, of knowledge, or only from the emotional heart, but it's an integrated system that whatever she speaks, and many of the women that went through ODYSSEY said that, right? We want to hear more of the voice of Linda. And that voice is the future voice in themselves, calling them to integrate more of who they are.
Whoa. Here we come. Yvonne's channel. Oh my God, it's so powerful. No, you made a very crucial distinction between
Yes.
speaking from the mind or speaking from the emotional space, and
Hmm.
then there's a whole other level of integrative embodiment, right? From the
Embodiment.
elders speak. Oh wow, so powerful.
So it's our own voice. We feel soothed by the external voice of the ancestor because it's the voice of our own future telling us, be still. That's the famous phrase on the Bible or the Bhagavad Gita or the Patanjali Sutras, be still and know that I am whom. And that's what the mountain brings. That's what the desert brings. That's why it's so powerful, for example, fasting.
I
It's
am
you
from
enter. Okay,
course.
of course.
Of
Yes.
course, Ron. Yeah, keep going. Fast.
Okay, okay. So that voice that you feel the call or of a teacher, of an ancestor is the future call. And we do a lot of the process of futuring in these initiations and rite of passage. It's a modern rite of passage, ODYSSEY, right? And it's a kind of a modern initiation, but based on ancient traditions. Because when we don't honor what appears to be the past, the ancestors that represent our own future, we are like halfway living. We can be a half tree. We don't honor the roots, eventually that tree will die. And eternity is found in the experience of grace and honoring everything in existence, in not outside of ourselves, but within us. Owning the shadow light aspects of who we are, we can live far much more powerful, deeper, and create more sustainable transformation for people than when we just pretend to have a facade and walk half through our lives. So.
Whoa. Yeah, and you know, when you say systemic work, because you say that a lot, Yvonne, I get the language.
Yes.
But for those people who maybe hear it for the very first time, I like this analogy of the root of the whole tree.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell a little bit about systemic work in the system?
Yeah, well, for me, it's like the domino effect. The work that you do is going to impact either back or forward. 12 up to 12 generations back, up to 12 generations forward. It's a system. We are all an independent, dependent, or interdependent and interdependent system. We are all connected. I think that everybody can relate with that kind of speech. We're all connected. We're an inner and interconnected web of consciousness. So the work of one really is the work of the whole. That doesn't mean that the whole doesn't need to do its work, because some people enter into comfort zones or parasite strategies, believing that, okay, she will do the work and then I don't have to do the work, or my mentor will do the work for me, and it depends on her or on him my results. But the systemic work is the impact that the choices of today have in the ripples of our tomorrows, which is the extension of the now, which many people call future. And so when we enter in that awareness that the work that I do today with power, grace, and commitment, for those of us who have children, liberates the future for them not to carry my wounds, not to carry the memory of pain on my own system. It liberates their system to codify their creation, to design their reality, to architecture their futures with far much more freedom. In a harmonic, coherent wholeness than if we are not aware that what we do today impacts the system of the whole. I hope that is clear.
It's super clear and it's incredibly powerful. And this is the reason why I just can't get enough of this conversation. I think it's so powerful to see your family tree, to see the generational impact, and also the opportunities that we have that our ancestors didn't,
Oh,
so
yeah.
with the bigger opportunity comes the bigger responsibility. So we titled this live stream, Beloved Souls, Healing of the Feminine Wound is the Healing of the Whole System. There's, as we all witness, the feminine is on the rise, right? The feminine is on the rise. So with the rise of opportunity, there's a rise of responsibility to take ownership of our wounds, right? Especially the feminine wounds. Ivonne, I would love for you to dive deeper into your definition of the feminine wound.
Yes, because I know the male wound is still very strong and prevalent in humanity, because part of the wound of the feminine um, is the uncried tears, the repressed tears from the masculine. You know, that's part of the wound of the feminine, the repressed tears of the masculine. When the masculine represses its tears, its fears, its shadow, because it was supposed to show up as a certain kind of hero for the feminine, or in his dark side, he's supposed blame or appointed or anointed as the tyrant towards the feminine. There are tears that haven't been cried. And the tears that haven't been cried are mothers that they know that their children are in pain. And that's of earth, and that's for any woman having had children or not, or any man having had children or not. Their feminine aspect within us all will feel that sorrow, that longing to heal the wound of all of those missing experiences from both men and women that have not been met with love, that have not been understood through wisdom, that have been repressed, putting under the carpet. Today you did that, such a powerful live stream that you did. We can check in or we can check out, right? Or we can use, I spoke about that today, any spiritual makeup to say, I'm okay. This wound means nothing to me. This wound is, it must be the karma that my dad had. We kind of put aside the wound when the wound is what we will heal. And in the feminine energy that I believe most of creation is feminine, because it came from the unmanifest, like that dark aspect is the feminine energy frequency that births the masculine. And once the masculine is birthed into its wholeness, he can birth woman, and that's on the adult years. But the feminine wound, it's again all the missing experiences that both little boys and little girls have had. The unmet shadow in the adult becomes the inherited shadow for the child, which is the future adult of humankind. And that future adult of humankind keeps carrying the wound until someone has the courage enough, is brave enough to pause, look at that wound, heal it, feel it, own it, and the leader is born from that open wound. And it's not the leader of the me, I say it's the leader of the we. And that healing begins to pour like literally it's called Amrita. Amrita is like the nectar of the gods that a lot of people in Tantra speak of. They think that's achieved just through the physical orgasm. But when we're talking about the wound of all women and all men on earth, of little boys and little girls, of the tears not shed, of the fears not expressed, of the anger not consciously met, of the teenage fire not burned through being met by a conscious mentor, a conscious guide, that wound will keep perpetuating the separation of female and male energies in humankind. And the wound of one is the wound of all. So taking responsibility as women for our own feminine wounds not only liberates us, but it will liberate our men, it will liberate our children, it will liberate the future, which that's why I literally believe I'm here for.
Oh, yes, you are. I so believe that that's what you're here for, Ivonne. It's such a phenomenal, it's such a powerful conversation. Thank you for this clarity. Thank you for this clarity. And, I was reflecting on that, Ivonne, is like when women come into more of their feminine and learning to embrace the feminine aspect, a lot of times, the only language that they can find is, my heart is closed. I'm learning to open my heart again, right? But on a deeper level, it's exactly what you're communicating. It's identifying this missing experience, the first missing experience when you open your heart and somebody stepped on it, right? And you never grieved that part, and your feminine heart got closed in deeper way, right? And that inherent mistrust in men and all of that. So this is the type of the wounding process we're talking about, the wound of the feminine essence in women. Wow.
Yes, and there's an aspect that you share, the feminine wound. It cannot be healed through social media. That's why we're doing live events. It's the feminine touch and women supporting women. It's just like I'm a huge supporter for men supporting men, and I know a lot of people that do men movements. The work we do will never substitute that. They need a brotherhood, we need a sisterhood. But the woman that allows herself to feel the wound and be held accountable for that in a living group of other sovereign women, right? Like you, whole women, it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle, but we're willing to walk through it together. We're willing to go through the fire together. Why? Because the first battle of the feminine wound is to make peace with the masculine one within.
Ooh.
It's the first thing that we go into the arena, like one of my teachers, Brené Brown, says, right? In the acknowledgement that I feel shame, in the acknowledgement that I feel vulnerable, in the acknowledge that I have a wound and I have a deep sorrow, a deep sadness, in the acknowledgement of my shadow, that's the energy that helps me step into the arena of me. And that's the energy that allows my allies of light to show up. But as long as I defend the masculine in me, because I don't want to take responsibility to heal the wound that is within me, we're going to continue not only to create separation, but to justify and excuse all that separation with any single possible story that it's already been told. All the stories of pain and suffering in the world have already been told. And so ODYSSEY, we can step into a new arena, a new dimension of leadership where we create the new stories for the future. And one of the stories we want to create that is a storytelling, right? Like our ancestors, that really benefits our future generations is the story of I own my pain. How about you? Did you own your shadow? Did you integrate it yourself? Or are you still blaming external forces, which that will deepen the wound that we all have today?
Whoa.
I love you.
Oh, guys, layers and layers of divine wisdom. Divine wisdom. I own my pain. I own my shadow. It is the most empowering thing one woman can communicate to another, just like you said. And then your allies step in. I feel like what comes through when I hear all of this and another, kind of the flowering after you complete this process, do the healing that you're able to create from your sacred feminine.
Absolutely.
You're not able to create from your sacred feminine until you heal the feminine wounds, right?
Yes.
How you know?
And you carry it with you. It doesn't mean that the wound is going to disappear. I actually don't want it to disappear in me because it reminds me. It reminds me that I'm alive here. I don't carry a story of suffering with it because the more I own it, for some reason, I feel more empowered in my feminine essence and in my masculine. What my masculine does when I'm in the presence of a sacred man or another gentleman or someone that is leading in its masculine power, my masculine within me surrenders to the feminine in me. My feminine rises and I can show up with fellow brothers and fellow sisters, human, and we can co-lead horizontally, which is really the future of leadership. Because vertical leadership is on the decline. There's no more like I am higher than you, you are lower than me. It's either we co-lead and co-create powerful venues of creation together in our feminine and in our masculine side, or we are just going to keep perpetuating again the wound until we get it, all of us together, and it starts within, with one.
Whoa. I was reflecting back, Ivonne, on my very beginning of my entrepreneurship journey, as a woman rising from whatever society was telling me this is the reality and, this is the options. And I made a very, very courageous decision to step on my own path, on the path that less traveled. And I remember, if I was looking back, I'm asking myself, what would really support me? What would really support me at that time was the container of
Yes.
sovereign woman. I didn't even have the blueprint to look for. You know, like, what's the blueprint so I can receive the codes, I can see it exists. You know, I could feel it. I could feel that there is this perspective exists, but it was years until I would find it. And the Odyssey, what we are creating and holding the vision, is that blueprint.
Yes.
Of a healed, sovereign woman. Yes. Who is so committed to doing her work of moving humanity forward and taking ownership of her shadow every step of the way, and learning to co-create with others, and learning to lead in sovereignty and in support of other women, right? It's so beautiful when you know that you took ownership of your shadow patterns, where the competition and the jealousy and this, you know, all of that low vibration stuff, it just doesn't even stick to you anymore.
No, not at all.
Emanate it.
Yes.
Yeah, and all is left is beautiful, incredible allies that magnetize to you, with whom you co-create magically.
Yeah, you are saying it. You know, I'm feeling this live stream.
Me too.
I'm feeling it because I'm feeling it really strong. And in any moment that you call for a live group where there is rite of passage, just feel those words. It has such incredible frequencies for quantum leaps and initiation, the word initiation. You put those two together, which is really something humanity benefits from. Rites of passage supported an initiation, like from boys to men, from girls to women, from puberty to early adulthood, etc., etc. These are pivotal times for our own humanity, because when we know that we have crossed that line, we can step into deeper power through wisdom instead of desire of accumulating knowledge. And we literally let go of all those energies that you were saying: competition, envy, jealousy. They are not needed anymore. Plus, they become a distraction, a drifting energy that drifts you from your mission that you came here to serve the whole with. Like you, right? You are like a sovereign mentor, but you have embodied that. You are sovereignty walking, sleeping, walking your cat. That's who you are. But you work. I do want to say this for our ladies that come. The work is the same for women and men.
Yeah,
it's deep work. You can't go through this just, I'm going to smell a rose. You are going to smell a rose. You are going to be a rose. We are going to be feminine, but the darkness, we must go through the darkness. Yeah. And someone that has gone through the darkness knows what is on the other side of wherever you think you are staying stuck, or wherever you feel you're ashamed to show. But once you have gone through that darkness, I just want to say to whoever is listening to this, you will feel the support, you will feel challenged, but the container of safety will hold you in a womb that believes and has seen who you are already. There will be no judgment. There will be challenge, because the moment you hold on to an illusion of a Photoshop, like right now you were saying what society proposed to you. You have these options and you said, thank you and no, I'm going to go through the road less travel. Some go in an elegant way, like you chose courageous choice that you did, Katerina. For me, my initiations were through physical pain, a near-death experience. Let's cut her an arm. Let's see if she get it. There's always going to be a challenge, but one who has gone through it can hold the space of safety for you. The only thing is to do the work. And when we are in the presence of one another, the hormones won't matter anymore. It is the willingness to do the work of light, integrating the shadow, and having that inner marriage, that inner initiation, that rite of passage of marrying the leader within with your soul. That's it.
Whoa. Yeah, you guys. You definitely will be challenged. If you come to Odyssey, you will be challenged for sure. But it's so beautiful, because challenge is what really helps you expand rapidly. You know,
Yeah, I would love to say that it's like a spa, but it's not.
no, that's why we took away retreat. We decided
Yes.
to call it leadership immersion.
Right.
Leadership immersion, and it's a cocoon. You guys, you know, this is kind of the format how Odyssey happens. You arrive on a Thursday evening, and we connect and settle in and ground. And on the day one, which is Friday, it's a Venus day. It's my facilitation, yes. I bring the beauty and, you know, and the feminine essence and sovereignty and leadership, and the topic of entrepreneurship through the sacred feminine is coming through. And this is the part of the rebirth of leading and creating business through the sacred feminine is very different than creating through the masculine.
Absolutely.
So, right? And then on the day two comes Ivonne with incredible futuring principles and principles of transcendental rebirth. You guys, I just want to take a moment to let everybody know the power of transcendental rebirth. And, you know, I got an honor to receive a private transcendental rebirth with Ivonne when she came to my sanctuary in Laguna and held just immaculate space for me. You know, there's some of you know my story. My biggest trauma happened 5 months in my mother's womb, when my mother's world absolutely collapsed, and as a tiny little what is it called, fetus in my mama's uterus, I lost my sense of safety. So before I even was fully developed, I already was developing through a lot of fear and a lot of cortisol and survival. Anyway, long story short, with the amount of trauma that I came into this reality, I'm really proud of myself for my ability to even make through it. And at the same time, I never had an advocate.
Yes.
For every missing experience in my childhood, in my teenage years, in my young woman ages. And the transcendental rebirth is a process where somebody like Ivonne, it's her mission, she becomes an advocate for the pain that you haven't grieved, for, you know, for you having to face very challenging situations and there was nobody there to be a witness for you, to be an advocate for you. So you get to revisit these powerful experiences that are stored in your subconscious, and that they keep being brought into your subconscious, into your life as a repeating karmic events. And sometimes you feel like totally hopeless, like, will I ever break through this pattern? So guys, I'm just, ladies, because this is an event for women, but gentlemen, if you're listening, we have an experience. For gentlemen, we will create a different live stream for that. But the power of this opportunity, you know, I describe it, there was my life before transcendental rebirth, and there was my life after. The biggest gift that I received from Ivonne and through this work is clear, powerful, energetic boundaries that I did not have, given the background and given an amount of trauma. I just never knew how to even hold a boundary. You know, and for the power of will and discipline, I was able to create some sort of boundaries in my life, but they were incomparable to what occurred after, because you literally have a chance to enter this reality in a very deep and supportive way.
Yes.
And if some of you didn't have that like me, it is a game changer. It's a game changer. So I had an instant shift of how I experience this reality, how I experience my leadership. You know, I really just, the power of my no, of honest no, the power of my selectiveness, the power of clear boundaries, whoa, shifted my leadership. You know, instantly some connections, codependent connections, naturally fell away. Because once you establish clear boundaries, you have no room for codependency. And then you magnetize powerful partnerships, powerful relationships, because clarity attracts more clarity. When you have clear boundaries, you attract people who have clear boundaries. Whoa, what a simple equation.
Wow.
It works like that, you guys. So to have an opportunity for Yvonne to have a whole day dedicated to transcendental rebirth for the group, and for a very small and intimate group where you can really let yourself be held in loving, compassionate embrace, you're gonna come out of this experience. If you let this experience transform you, you're gonna step into your divine, sacred, feminine leadership in a completely new way. So I just wanted to give that a voice, because every day, you know, when I revisit the day where it was January 13th of
Wow.
2018, yeah, right, yeah, right.
Wow.
January 13th, you guys, was the day of my rebirth, and it's been just so impactful for me. Yeah, so thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, and wow, I'm just taking that in, but that's something that the sacred space of the womb of rebirthing will do for everyone, because all of us have experienced trauma, all of us have experienced we have missing experiences, we have someone that left, or someone you left, or something that you don't understand. And when the experience that you are ready, because the willingness of your surrender will deepen the experience of transcendental rebirthing. Some people hang on to the vested identity so strongly, and I love them so much to believe in that identity. So some people are really challenged because the shadow is the one that responds stronger when you don't want to let go of the story that no longer serves you. But when you do with your rebirthing, Katerina, you were like complete surrender. It was like flow and flow and flow. Even I took a nap. I don't take naps. Now I do. You know, even I took a nap during your whole day of rebirthing. It was, and I had visions, and because you are naturally surrender and willing to do the work. But when you are willing to enter this space supported of what I call, and many call, the sacred womb, what happens, there is an integration of the womb in your central nervous system. You don't no longer believe in from a survival aspect of yourself. You become more integrated. You begin to experience the sacred pauses of the womb. Your central nervous system begins to slow down, and that's where the golden nugget of each experience begins to appear. And it's a process that we live that day, but it really begins to show you the new integrated life in the days and months to come. And you begin to feel very distinctively the difference between living in survival or living by integrated choice. It's a powerful thing. And by living in integrated choice, your no's and your yes will be honored, because there will be no more hesitation in any area of your field that expresses those words through fear or demanding others to fulfill or heal your needs. The moment you step into the rhythm of your central nervous system and holistically held by a group of people that deliver that container of safety, the boundaries that you put won't come anymore from your mind. They will come from the grace of your being, and people won't take that personal. You will stop fearing what people think. They will stop reacting to you because there's no more reactivity within. And there may be, but you have such strong sense of boundaries where you begin and the other begins, that you continue to do the work for you, and you become literally a good leader and a blessing for the whole. And you're not going to be liked by many people, because many people that are attached to their vested identities, they wear those identities as a tattoo. The marketer, the millionaire, the Ferrari owner, the woman in business that has it all and that shows how powerful she is against men or with men, or tries to prove this or that. Those identities, they're fun, they have a right to exist, but that's not who you are. And so when Katerina said the Venus Day, it was so intense, you guys. She said it sounded like the Thursday we do a welcome, a dinner, we check in, we said like the honor system for the weekend, we work on an honoring system. Then on Friday, Katerina comes, but I remember there was this very deep work, and then there's this goddesses that show up, and it's deep, 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 deep work. And rebirthing happens sometimes even at night. So we don't know when the womb calls, but that's the work. You know, we literally mature emotionally, spiritually, and socially to bring these energies into our leadership, into our businesses, into our children, and into our lives. That's it. Yes. And that's Saturday.
That is Saturday. That is Saturday. And Sunday is the initiation ceremony and the rite of passage. Yeah, you guys. It's so
sacred ceremony.
Sacred ceremony is on Sunday. And you know, I also wanted to reflect on the power of immersion. You guys, this is not a conference environment. You know, we're staying in the beautiful, tranquil home in Idyllwild. And those who are interested, you have two options. We have 3 spots where you get to stay in the house, completely immersed with us. We have a couple spots where you can stay in a tiny, little, cute, adorable cabin near the main house, because some people, you know, like to have that. So we give options for both. But the power of immersion, you know, some of the deepest work happens in immersion because nothing is hidden. You see us in how we lead through service, moment by moment by moment. And one of the feedbacks we got on the ODYSSEY that was in June is how powerful it was for women to watch 2 leaders work together, co-leading in harmony.
I love that.
Supporting each other in harmony. And this is what I'm referring to as living code and the living blueprint. You know, you see and you integrate immediately, because nothing is hidden. It's right here. You see how we eat, you see how we walk, you see how we interact with each other, and it's 24/7.
24/7.
Your mission calls, how you always say it, when your mission
finds you, when your mission calls, you are on a 24/7 job.
That's right.
You go to rest now. Once you find your mission, you are on a 24/7 call. You're on call. You're on a mission from God.
That's right. I can testify for that. That is for sure. It's so true.
Yeah, but I want to just add something else before I think we're getting closer to the completion. But the Fall Equinox is the preparation in ancient times for the Celtic New Year, Samhain, that comes in October 31st, which is the real New Year where the feminine energy was celebrated. And so it is a preparation for letting go literally of the old selves. The most powerful thing for me in my life has been to come to honesty with my truth, to come to honesty with my shadow, to keep being in awe, to learn that I can still let go of more. You know, once you think you've done the work, then there's the opportunity to tell you, you know, life will show you that there's a deeper layer always, that there's deeper evolution, deeper surrender, deeper grace, deeper love, and deeper mirrors that are gonna test you in a benevolent way onto, are you sure you want to go this path of leadership? Are you willing to say no to this all? Are you willing to shed all those leaves like in the fall the trees do, and plant a new harvest for the next season? So those are magical times that are attuned with natural law. And if there's something that women, we need to do, and I'm going to say need, I'm going to choose need to do, is get back in tune with our moon cycles, with our hormone cycles, with the connection we have with nature, because that power of honoring us in those stages of our moon cycle, of our hormones, of our own diversity as women, will become potent medicine for relationships, for the future of our children, and for all the girls in the world. I sound ambitious, but it does. And it requires the women to do this work. The men cannot do this for us. They cannot balance our moon cycle. They cannot do the work that we're meant to do. And there are incredible men right now outside in the world that really want this to happen, that they are not interested in alpha status anymore. They want to co-lead. They feel the call of evolution. And I know just by the women that follow you and the women that you attract, Katerina, you know, just like I see you and Marcy in your live streams, I'm like, I'm just going to enjoy this space right now. It's like, boom, you know, there's human beings that are ready just for the next level of evolution and that are willing to do that work. And as women, we really require to come together, not only through live streams. Live streams are great at social media. Katerina and myself, we use it really for service, connecting, adding value to the world. But being one-on-one in person, that's why we're here on earth for. So I hope I get the privilege first to have you in my arms, literally, to have my hand in your head. I really look forward for that. And to hold together, to walk together through the fire of those shadows and darkness into the light that we are. That's ODYSSEY, the heroines, the feminine hero's journey.
Yeah, exactly 1 month from today, you guys, in the beautiful mountain town of Idyllwild, California. Some of you are like, I don't know what that is. It is
beautiful.
Yeah, it's so gorgeous. It's so tranquil. And the property that we have that found us, it is so tranquil. It's set up like a perfect place, like a transformative sanctuary. You know, it's very just beautiful. It just holds you in this container, gorgeous views all around, and you can just really let go and be in the process. And a powerful group is forming. We all women entrepreneurs. So if you are a woman entrepreneur, a woman on the mission, a leader, or you're just stepping into your leadership and looking for just a new blueprint, you know, how do you create, how do you serve from your feminine essence? If you're tired of leading from the masculine, if you're tired of only being in the warrior archetype, if you're ready to change archetypes, ODYSSEY is the container for that. And it will be an honor to serve you. Once again, we have elders come and bless the container, be with us. We really have representative of different chapters of wisdom. And yeah.
And we have Sophia. We're going to have our first millennial coming into this portal.
Yeah,
it's going to be really powerful, because I think that as leaders and as women that we've, you know, felt the call to initiate others through all the initiations and rite of passages we've gone through, to receive a millennial is a blessing for us. Because now, you know, we went through the first ODYSSEY, and now the youth is coming. So the responsibility level for Katerina and myself goes higher too. And that's a magic. It's going to bring a magic of the future into the future of ODYSSEY by itself. The elders, the youth, and the women gathered together to bring an ODYSSEY of transformation into our soul.
Ooh, I just got goosebumps.
Yes, me too.
That is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Yeah, when you shared with me the vision about serving millennials, I saw it. I'm like, it's time next year. So the first one is coming already here.
Yes.
So beloveds, yeah, we are at 50 minutes, Ivonne. Do you feel complete?
I feel complete.
So we're going to post how to find the logistics and the details, you guys. So very, very simple. I will post the link underneath this live stream. And if you want to take even the fastest shortcut, just click on my Facebook banner and it will give you all the information, the link. You'll see the video from a previous ODYSSEY. And if you have any questions or concern, a logistics situation, reach out to me through a private message. And I'm here to support and to help you make this enrollment process very easy and smooth, and would love to have a conversation with you if that is needed. All right, so thank you. You will recognize the call if it's for you. I always say I recognize things for me immediately. It's like so fast. So don't let the logical monkey mind to talk you out of the truth of your heart.
Boom.
And transformation is never going to be on time or convenient, or there's the part of the earning your way towards the transformation is to take the journey. And to take the journey and to clear your schedule, and you say, you know what, my heart calls me. And the logical mind says, oh, the list of obstacles. anticipate that, you guys. Anticipate. Every time I say yes to a big transformative experience, like I'll share really briefly. When I said a yes to big transformative experience of my own initiation leadership retreat in Hawaii, there was a storm warning, hurricane warning. There was a lava erupting all over the island. And I could have got scared to say, oh, this is not going to happen. I'm not going to go. I just did not even look at the news. Like, if my soul called me, the way is going to get cleared in front of me. My only job is take my steps and to stay committed to the truth of my heart. So I just wanted to share that. Understand that the voice of constriction can be easily found.
Oh, yeah. Anybody can do that.
Yeah, right? Listen to the voice of the heart. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for being with us, Ivonne. I love you so much.
Thank you. I love you, sweetheart.
This is incredible. And the replay will be available in a few minutes. And once again, click on my Facebook banner.
I love you. Bye, everyone. I adore you. Bye-bye.